That's a good takedown, guys. Look at him strip and drag. Look at that. God, dog. There we go. I'm gonna reel down on him. I kind of feel like he's hit. God, dog, he's taking off. There we go. Well, folks, we're out on the Ohio. It's about 6:30 in the evening. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pull boards till about dark and then anchor up. We found a bunch of fish up here beside a old building like thing in the water. We're gonna anchor up and treat y'all to a little bit of night fishing. Something that I don't do very often, but I can't catch them in the day. I just as well to try them at night. So we'll see y'all here directly. Well, folks, things are going good for me so far. I got all 3 poles set out without getting hung up. So, and they is flat the fish jacking around today. That is a good thing. It's about time for me to see fish and see what I can do with them. I'm pretty stoked about all this mess today. Of course, I say that every time I go. But today's beating all on stokedness, if that's such a thing. I do not know if stokedness is a word. But I got me some new planer board clips, because the last time I was doing this, every time that weight would get hit on something or anything, it'd break loose the clip. And I'd rather jack with planer boards not coming off as to mess with them coming unclipped all the time and swinging back and everything like that. I'd never pulled planer boards in the river before. So I'm gonna try these new clips out, see how they work. Hopefully they work. I got Erin up there on skipjack duty. If she sees a skipjack, she's gonna throw the skipjack pole for a little bit. We're coming up on a fish right now. Could possibly get on the middle pole. I didn't know that sun was that high up in the air still yet. I thought it was getting close to dark. Crap, we got 2 more hours before it gets dark. So far, so good on those new clips. Couldn't even tell you what kind they are. They're supposed to be the best. But I've had that before and it not be the best. Got a lawnmower running up there in the trees. I don't know what he's doing. Aaron says he's mowing lawn in the trees. He might know more about catfishing than we do and decided it's time to quit fishing and start mowing. But little does he know that we mowed yesterday. And then again, he might have fished yesterday and caught fish. Now we started this dragging in the 35-foot water, and we're gonna go up to 25 to 20. And it's at 30 foot right now. It's gonna give us an idea of where to anchor at, where what depth we gotta look for. When we start getting bites on these boards, then we'll know what depth to look for. I kind of feel like they're gonna be a little bit shallower today, but I've been wrong often. I like them things getting hung up and not popping loose. I love that. Now then, what we need's a fish. I haven't seen a bite yet that I could really say, hey, that was a fish bite. We got an Asian carp in front of my planer board right there. Doing Asian carp stuff. I need to bring my cousin over here bow fishing. He'd love that. We're running over a big fish on the bottom right now. He'll be on the center pole if things go right. My left-hand pole got a hammer right then. Our first bite of the night. 9 minutes into the trip. I was too busy looking at Asian carp to see it real clear, but I think the camera might have got it. But I think the boat spooks them sometimes. So that's the reason why you got planer boards stuck out there, because they're away from the boat. I kept looking at that Asian carp there thinking it was a big son of a gun. It's your standard size Asian carp. Laying there dead. Sounds like he might have just rolled his lawnmower off down in the ditch somewhere. There's a couple fish. I guess old boy got his lawnmower turned back up right and mowing again. We're starting to run over more fish, so maybe we are in 24 foot of water. Fish on, folks. Not a very big fish, so I'm gonna keep the trolling motor rolling and do what I need to do. So he pulled pretty hard then. I must have had it out there a quarter mile. I don't know, it's a pretty good fish. Probably the biggest one. I'm gonna have to spot lock this trolling motor. I got another pole hung up. I think it's a blue cat. No, it's a male channel cat. It might be a male blue cat. Don't know. I gotta get him in the boat because he ain't hooked very good. That's what they look like when they come off the beds, folks. Set that down in there somewhere. I've got another pole hung up too. Yeah, it's a channel. Dang it.
Left every seat on that dog.
Things
all scraped up, ain't he?
Yeah.
Good. Poor thing. It's pretty good, though. But
Male channel cat, folks.
So all the males that dark?
This time of year. Run that whole stretch up through there and didn't get hung up once. And as soon as I get a fish on, I get stuck. I come bearing sticks. How in the world did some things get tangled up so many times around that? God, we're running over a batch of fish. I hope they ain't Asian carp. I hope they're big old blue catfish. So we're in 26 foot of water still yet. And that old boy's still mowing in the weeds, or in the woods. I think the Mississippi will be down low enough to fish this upcoming weekend. I think Aaron's ready to fish it.
Yeah, but we gotta go get bait too.
We gotta go get bait too. So we might take a trip to Kentucky Lake. And them skipjacks pretty hard to find on the Mississippi for some reason. You can find them. Center pole just got a hit. I think that fish is on there, folks. I was taking a drink of soda and didn't want to blow soda out my nose. A bellering about a fish being on. He might have come off. Can't tell. Yeah, he's still on there. Well, he come off at some point. Don't think there's any size to him. I just told Aaron, I said, the last time I turned the camera off, I got a bite. And it seems to happen that time too. I don't know why that fish ain't getting hooked. I think he might be hooked that well. He come off. There we go. He's on there now. He come off. It was a smaller blue. Screw you, fish. But screw you. We got more fish to catch. Didn't want to catch you anyway. Well, folks, we're going to let this barge wait get through, and then we're going to go anchor where we found some fish a while ago and fish a little while after dark. So, folks, we marked a lot of fish right here by this old, whatever it is. It's like a haunted building. So we're going to sit here beside it tonight and see if we catch any catfish or see any ghosts. We do not know. We got to be pretty quiet. So I figure that's how you ghost hunt. Just being all quiet and stuff. I don't know. I ain't never ghost hunted. But I'm sure that I won't ghost hunt much. I'll be catching catfish. But it's still pretty cool. The bottom is real sporadic in here. And when we come up here to look for skipjack, it was just plumb full of fish. So we was dragging planer boards down below it, just kind of waiting for it to get dark so we could, fish. So I'm gonna go to cutting bait and throwing poles out. I just wanted to show y'all that before we got dark. Well, folks, we're fishing. Again. So I'm gonna have to shine my headlamp on Erin's pole, or her poles, because I didn't take into consideration that my lights on the back wouldn't shine on the front. But that's okay. I can hear them as I get a bite. I'm pretty stoked about this because I ain't fished after dark in a long time. Probably the last time I fished after dark was bow fishing. Our ghost hunting might be non-existent. We run off and forgot our spotlight. And that building does make strange rackets. They say catfish bite like crazy after dark. That being said, I fished ever since I can remember and fished at dark. And it always seemed to me like it didn't make much difference. But we haven't been catching them in the daylight, so I figured we'd try it after dark. I know usually you catch an average of a bigger fish after dark. And you're more prone to catch a flathead. So that's two things going for us. We got fresh skipjack. That's three things going for us. The fourth thing going for us, we're beside this haunted building and nobody likes to fish here. Now if I do hear something growling over there, I am gonna hunker down in the bottom of the boat. Because ghosts can't get you in the bottom of the boat. If they get people. I've always found out something too, folks. If you keep your lights off the top of the water, it seems to help the fishing. I've got my lights angled up towards my poles and the boat covering the bottom of the to keep the light shining on the bottom of the river. A lot of people, I don't know, would argue with me, but I've seen many a fish run when it got hit by light. And we want fish running towards us, not away from us. I heard something move in that building a while ago, or right then I about hit the bottom of the boat. That dog, he's barking at a ghost. Erin said that dog is driving her nuts. A dog must have heard Erin. We got these poles fan casted across a 1/4 acre. So if there's any fish coming up through here, they should get on our hook. Our first bite, and he dropped it. Jesus Christ. Wonder how come the fish dropped it. Come on, take off with that thing. Quit fiddling with it. It's not biting like a blue cat. I don't think so. Gar don't bite very often after dark. They do bite after dark. Aaron's poles are getting bites left and right. Mine ain't got the first nibble. You might ought to reel down on him. So dog, why'd that fish come off there? Oh. Uh-oh. Crap. Folks, that thing was a stripping drag and a going on. Dog, you talking about getting a feller's heart pumping. That right there was a good fish, folks. I mean, I just heard it pop and I looked over and it was a pull and drag like a son of a gun. Like I said, when I hear this rod rack pop, it's usually a good sign. There might be something to this fishing after dark. Dooby dooby doo. I'm having bad luck, folks. Just having bad luck. But we are getting bites. I wonder how come that fish ain't taking that. I wonder if that's a ghost coming over here at us. My far left-hand pole, folks, got a bite. I'm sitting down waiting out these barge waves. I can't see them after dark to see how big they are. I don't know if he's gonna get hooked or not. He's just doing his thing, nibbling. As soon as these barge wakes get down, we're gonna move to another place right up above here where we seen some fish on sonar. I think that thing quit just as I was heading towards it. So right underneath that old building, there's a drift that it's got created. We're gonna throw down in that drift and see if we can get after us a flathead. But we got wakes out the rear end right now from them barges, so we're just gonna kind of let them die before I get up there on the front of the boat and start moving anchors. So that building's sitting in 15 foot of water. and there was fish lined up down the side of it. But see, this is where it goes from 20 foot to about 30 foot out there, and we decided to camp here for a little bit and see what happened. There was a lot of fish down there. But I think we're fixing to move. God, folks, that's spooky after dark. If I review this footage and I see somebody standing in there, I'm gonna wish that I'll never been here. Because they say them ghosts show up on camera where you don't see them with your eyes. I do not know, but it is spooky looking. Well, folks, we moved up and over. Got our 30th barge coming through. So we moved a little bit closer to that building and upstream of it, hoping that maybe we can entice a flathead out of there. I'm probably going to give this camera's battery time to die and then call her good. Hopefully we catch one pretty quick here, or two, or three.
It's highly garlic.
It is, it's highly garlic.
You saw them garlic there.
I'm getting a bite. That was not highly garlic. That was highly channel cat-like. But see how the bites coincide with the waves? When the waves die down, the bites start. I think if we could get a good 10 minutes without a barge coming through, we'll be into fish. I had him for a second, folks. At least I got the rod out of the holder on him. Middle pole's getting a bite, too. I feel like whenever them barges quit for a little bit, we'll be into some fish. I think they're here. I think they just got all in turmoil over that barge. We gotta get a lot more aggressive bites than what we're getting. I wished I could hook one to see what they are. Because I know the fish we seen on sonar was not little channel cat. He's a head shaking like a blue. No, he ain't very big, but I think it's a blue. Sure fighting like he's big. I kept shining my light down there. Yeah, I'm gonna grab it because I want to make sure it's a blue. Oh, I wish that.
Bent. Oh my Jesus Christ.
Nice little low channel cat, weigh about 5 pounds.
Oh.
Ow.
Is it a channel?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a blue.
I thought it was too by his shape.
You hurt?
Yeah, a little bit. He gigged me pretty good. Well, folks, we're going to give her about another 15 minutes. And if we don't have a good takedown, we're going to call it. It's been a pretty good evening. I do like fishing after dark. It's a lot cooler. A lot more barges flying around. But we're gonna have to come out here on a weekend when we don't have to work the next day and spend some time out here after dark moving around. Because I do think the fish are biting. Well, folks, we caught neither fish nor seen ghosts. It was unfortunate on both ends. Unless they're, huh?
We caught 2 fish.
We caught 3. But hopefully we can come do this again. It seems to me like it's a lot better weather-wise. I don't have to worry about getting a suntan. We will do it again. But anyways, I will see y'all later. Thanks for watching.